What's up, guys? Welcome to another week of PCPR, Prep, Cook, Plate, Repeat. This week's episode, we're doing a cheap cut of beef, a London broil cut that we're going to make and taste and look like filet mignon, and that came out of a 4-star restaurant. We're going to have it go with some honey nut butter squash, and then we got some really nice sauteed broccoli rabe that we're going to go along with it. So let's get to it. So first thing we're going to do here is we have a really cheap piece of cut. A lot of people don't use a London broil. It's not a bad cut. If you cook it right, medium rare, it's going to taste good. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this up. Now, you can cook this whole thing like this if you like. But what we're going to do is, since we're going to present it a little differently, we're going to trim up a lot of this. All right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut some of this off right here. We're going to kind of square this up a little bit. So let's take a look here. Let's do that. Square that. Square this up. Okay. I'm trying to look for like a nice one big log here pretty much. Now those pieces that you put to side scraps, you don't have to throw them out. You can use those to do whatever. You got taco night, you want to marinate that and slice it thin, totally fine. You know, just because we're not using it doesn't mean you can't use it. So we're going to cut this. Actually, let's see here. Let's put it here. Let's even this out a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for here. Kind of a nice log, right? We cleaned it up, squared it off. So now that means that's going to cook evenly on us. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to marinate this. So let's get some garlic cloves. Let's get the zester out. Let's put this inside, just like that. Okay. We're going to grab our garlic. Just grate some right into it. Oh, beautiful. Just like that. A couple more. Beautiful. Get one more garlic clove. It'll be a little heavy on garlic. Why not? Garlic's good. Beautiful. All right. Gonna go in with some salt. Just make sure you salt all sides. I want everything to be coated. You gotta season now because you can't season later. Remember that, especially with beef. Pepper. Get that garlic and mix it up really nice in there. Olive oil, just like that. A couple of thyme leaves here. Just take the thyme and pull it right back. Take the leaf like that. There you go. It releases the little leaves. Beautiful. Amazing. Now our beef is marinating, ready to go. You can always marinate this the day before, a couple hours before, whichever you like, whichever you have time for. But obviously, the longer that it sits, the more it's going to get. We're going to give it a little clean here. We'll be right back. We'll start working on our puree. All right, guys. So what we're going to do first is we're going to sear our steak. Steak's pretty thick, so we want to get that in the oven and cooking. First, we're going to sear. All right? So we're going to take our beef here. Give it a nice, good old sear right there. Move it around. Get it acclimated with this pan. Beautiful. That's in. We're going to sear all 4 sides and both ends. We want a nice caramelized crust on each side plus our ends because we want to trap all that flavor and we don't want the flavor to leak out. That's why we sear because we want to keep all the moisture and all the flavor inside. So we're going to let that sear. That's going to take you a good 5-6 minutes, probably to sear all the sides. Then we're going to go directly into the oven, about 350 degree oven for about 15-20 minutes. And we'll constantly be checking it because we don't want it to overcook on us. All right, so we'll be right back in a little bit. All right, so our steak is nicely seared on all sides, as you can see. Take a look here. Beautiful crust, beautiful crust, beautiful crust right there. Our ends are seared nicely. Right, we're trapping in all that flavor. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to call something called basting. You're just going to add some butter. You're going to add some whole thyme leaves. That's what you want to hear. What we're doing here is that we're flavoring this oil now. Right? We're getting the butter to melt. Right? Let the butter melt nicely. Let the thyme do its thing. It's popping over there. Now just take your steak. So just actually move everything on one side. Beautiful. That's what you want right there. That's nice. Alright, mix that up. Tilt your pan a little bit. All that flavor that came out of the steak, let's just put it right back on top of it. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. Beautiful. Wonderful. Alright. We're going to throw this into the oven. We're going to check on it in about 10 minutes to see where it's at. I would probably say a total time probably about 12 minutes. It is a pretty thick piece of steak, so we're going to go in there. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to work on our puree. You're going to take this guy right here. I'm going to cut him. Just like that. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to first peel it. Got a handy dandy peeler here. Right? Peel beautifully, just like that. You gotta use a little force with this because this is a squash. This is a thick squash, so use a little muscle when you do it. Alright. Perfect. Beautiful. Now that's all peeled. Knife down. Open sesame. We're going to pull out these seeds. We don't want these seeds. You can take these seeds, you can rinse them off, you can pat them dry, you can put them in your oven and bake them off. And you got some seeds right there. A little salt. Nice little midnight snack. When you're watching the game, have yourself a treat. Alright. Seeds to the side. If you want to use them, use them. If you don't, you can discard them. Next thing we're going to do, we're just going to rough chop this guy right here. Just like that. Perfect. Same thing to the other one. Boom. Right into our pan. Right in just like that. Beautiful. I'm going to go in with a little bit of cream right inside. We don't want really any color on this. We just want to boil this because we want to keep that nice bright orange color. Beautiful. There we go. Add a little bit of salt. Touch of pepper right in. Beautiful. Move that around. Gonna let that come to a boil. If it starts to evaporate on you, you can add a little bit more cream, a little bit more water is fine. And then you want it to get soft, so you want to be able to take a fork and go directly through it, and it'll be smooth. And then once it's cooked, we're gonna go right into the blender, because you don't want to wait till it cools down, because then you get a lumpy puree. You want to do it when it's hot, so it emulsifies and whips while it's hot. It all breaks down everything, all right? So we'll let this come to boil and be right back. All right, so our squash here is done. It's really, really soft, so we're going to start putting this inside of the Vitamix. Now, we're not going to use all of the liquid. We're going to measure out, because we don't want our puree to be, we don't want to make soup here, all right? We want to make puree. So nice, carefully get all that beautiful squash in there. Get that out. Beautiful. Wonderful. Put a little bit of liquid in there. Put a little bit to start with, because if we put a lot, we can't take away. can always add, but you can't take away, remember. We're going to add a little bit of cinnamon to go in there. And we're going to add a little bit of nutmeg. These warm spices really complement the squash. Nice winter squash here. We're going to add a little bit of salt and some pepper. Right in. Beautiful. Touch of olive oil. Now we're going right in. Now we're going to blitz this bad boy right up. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Now that's nice. Let's take a look at it. Yep. Look at that. Smooth, creamy. There's no lumps in there. That's a secret to doing a nice puree, is that when it's hot off the stove, you go directly into the blender. Because if not, you're going to have lumps. You don't want lumps in your puree. You want really nice, smooth. See how nice that is? Beautiful. Not super thick and not very watery. It's just perfect. Coats that spoon very nicely. It has a nice viscosity to it. That's what you're looking for. You can taste now. That's real good. That's real good. All right. This is done. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to blanch some broccoli. Excuse me. We're going to blanch some broccoli rabe. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So the last component of our dish is the broccoli rabe. So this is regular broccoli rabe right here that we have. We're going to take our peeler and we're going to peel the bottom end of this stalk. This is very fibrous, just like celery, just like broccoli. You always really want to peel this part because when you cook it and you bite into it, it's going to be very chewy. So you don't want that. You always want to peel this. See, this comes right off. You peel a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy. Just like that. Now you expose that nice flesh. There you go. Beautiful. Just like that. You do that. Then you take your knife. You cut this piece right here. This little stalk piece. Cut that right off. We're going to use a whole piece of broccoli rabe. It's really nice. So that's how you prepare your broccoli rabe. I got some water boiling over on the stove. A little salted. We're going to boil off some. We're going to blanch, excuse me, some broccoli rabe. Probably for a minute and a half the most. Then you're going to get a little ice water. You're going to shock your broccoli rabe so it stops from cooking. And then we're going to jump over and saute this with some garlic. So I'll be right back, all right? Broccoli rabe is ready. Pan is hot. Olive oil right in. I got some sliced up garlic here. Beautiful. Let that saute just a bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let that do its thing. Very nice. Let that garlic get a little fragrant. Little color on it. Then we're going to go right in with our broccoli rabe. Very important you salt right now. Not salt after, you salt now. Let that broccoli rabe get a little bit of color. Probably a minute or 2 minutes the most. We don't want to overcook it. We don't want it to lose its color. We just want to put a little char on it. It's already nice and tender because we blanched it. And then now we're just finishing with some garlic and giving it a little color. Beautiful. All right, we're going to finish this up and we'll be right back to plate everything. Now we are ready to plate. So we're going to put some nice puree that we made. We're going to do about 3 glops on the plate. 3 little dots. One here. Nice one here. Beautiful. I'll do a little one right here. All right. Next, we're going to cut into our beef. Beef is nice, looks good. Oh yeah, that's pretty right there. You can see that on camera. Nice mid-rare, beautiful. And we're going to cut this pretty big. Not too thick. Switch knives on this. One piece. Two piece. Beautiful. Let's cut a little bit of this right here. Nice. Wonderful. I'm just going to plate that like that. Beautiful. Take a little bit of our Broccoli Rabe. Just like that. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of these garlic chips, kind of, that are right here. They're sauteed. Just going to pour those right around. Just like that. If you had guests over, your guests wouldn't even know that this was London broil. It cost $3 a pound. They would think it was a nicer cut of beef. It's just all the way you take pride in what you do. Alright? Beautiful. There you have it. Cheap cut London broil, nice winter squash puree, and a beautiful sauteed broccoli rabe to go with it. Really complements everything. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and follow us, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Anything you'd like to see, upcoming episodes, just give it a comment and let us know. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.